Hey guys, welcome back to the Snapper Chronicles. Today we're back at you with another Ratchet video. Today we have a champion plug master. But before we jump into all this, if you can do me a favor and give me a like and also subscribe to this channel if you find this content at all entertaining or informative. As you might know or you might not know, I have like a little goal going on, my own goal of trying to reach 500 subscribers by around New Year's. And I know it's kind of a long shot, but hey, it's my goal. And if you can give me a subscription or a like, it would be greatly appreciated. So let's jump into this Ratchet. This is a champion plug master. It's a CT-405. So this we've seen other champion ratchets before. Plug masters, most of them have a bent handle or a contoured handle where it's kind of like the handle is facing up, if I'm not mistaken. Or facing down, I'm not sure. Either way, usually these come in a long shaft with a kind of a canted handle. This one, I found this one. This one is a straight handle. There's no bend in this handle here, so it's pretty much functions like a straight flex head ratchet. Even though these were marketed, can't be certain, but I think I read somewhere where these were marketed towards mechanics for, as the name and the company suggests, plug master, for removing spark plugs from cars. But I guess they can function as well as any other flex head ratchet. So not only for spark plugs, I guess you can use this for anything else you would use a flex head on. See, the handle here is decently knurled. Pretty good job. It's not very aggressive. It's kind of, I wouldn't say flat, but smaller knurling. Not too, the height isn't too high. It's kind of small. We see the end of the ratchet, and this is a pretty long ratchet. It's a 3/8 drive, and this one comes in at about 11 inches long. So a pretty good size ratchet. It gives a pretty good torque on this, and this one's old. It's the handle is in pretty good shape. When we get up to the head and the flex head, it looks like it's taken quite a beating, or at least the finish and the pitting. It's a good amount up here on the head. The rest of it doesn't look too bad. The flex, there's not much flex left. I mean, there's not much. It kind of flex freely. There's not much grab on the flex, so it kind of flops around. But that goes with the territory with something a flex this old and probably used a lot. Over here it says forged in the USA and patent pending, and there's some missing finish there. Okay, this, if a lot of you can probably tell by now, this is a New Britain design ratchet, probably made by New Britain for champion. It has that pretty distinctive New Britain with the strong click switching that we're probably all familiar with. So let's take a let's take a look inside and make sure that it is a New Britain design. But a little bit more on the state of this ratchet. I got it. It was kind of dirty. It was pretty dirty. All this was pretty dirty. I didn't see any rust. Well, not too much rust, but it looks, when we look inside, there's some rust here. There's a little bit of pitting there. We're gonna see inside. It's a good amount of pitting. I already pre-started the core ring. The core ring is an internal one. It goes on a groove on the internal side of the gear. And just get that out. And like I said, the ring wasn't rusted, but for some reason, I don't know what they did on this or what the story is, but there is a lot of pitting on it. But like I said, I didn't find a lot of like red rust on this ratchet. Just pitting. I don't know what they, if this was serviced, but I can't say it was serviced because it was a lot of old grease and dirt inside. But pitting, but not that red rust. See here? See all this pitting here? A lot of pitting, but when I took it out, this was the color of it. It didn't have any red rust, just all this pitting. So I don't know if at one time this was serviced and then they let it go for a while and it stopped rusting, but the pitting remained. And here we see the teeth, a good amount of teeth on this, over 40 teeth on here, maybe over 50. This is the usual New Britain design, so it's kind of a fine tooth ratchet. Pretty decent job in the broaching, as you find in most of the New Britain ratchets. You see the teeth there, they're pretty, the teeth are in pretty good shape, not bad for what you would expect when you look at a ratchet that's kind of beat up like this. You would think the inside was pretty beat up too, but not too bad here. Just like I've seen in other ratchets, I'm not sure if this, on this one, I'm not sure if this came from the factory like this, or if this was just through use. Could be through use, but could also be from factory. But the teeth on this end over here seemed a little bit kind of worn down, but I won't say this is 100% or it's from the factory. But I've seen other ratchets that were kind of pretty new, that had all these had a good amount of worn teeth back here. But this one I'm on the fence with because of the use, and we'll get into other stuff when we look at the pawl. So all in all, like usual on the New Britain, very good broaching. Here's the switch. It's a piece of cast metal. Seems pretty heavy. And there's a good amount of clicking on the switch when you move the head back and forth when it's all together. So, but that's kind of common on the New Britain designs. And here's the mechanism. Like I said, there's a good amount of pitting on this one. We're gonna take out this clip. And there it goes. Oh boy. Okay, here we go. Here's the clip. Like, you see all that? See all that pitting on that? But like I said, it didn't have any rust on it, just that pitting. And this is the usual New Britain design, the two plates going back and forth. Here's the top plate, pitted on both sides. Here's the bottom plate. Also pretty well pitted, and there's the spring that facilitates the switching. Here's the pawl and the mechanism, and we do see some rust a little bit over here by the post. And here's the spring. I took the spring out before, and the spring probably has seen some rust too because it broke. So it broke on one end. You see that? See that end there? The spring broke. So it's still working, still ratcheting, but kind of very light, kind of lighter than usual. I might have to find a replacement spring for this ratchet. But in the meantime, it's still functioning. Here's the mechanism housing. One thing here, the ball detent is kind of loose. You can see it's just floating. The ball's just floating there, and they didn't quite peen this well centered. You see, there's a lot of peen on this side and not too much on that side. And the ball feels a little bit loose, but adequate, but not all that strong. The spring is still functioning, but you can see it's not pushing the ball all the way to the top of the painting, because you see it's just wiggling there. Okay, the pawl. Here's the pawl. Let me zoom in a little bit here. Okay, here's the pawl. The usual pawl. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 teeth on this pawl. Well used. You see on the ends of these teeth, it's kind of ratty. It's pretty ratty on the ends of the last like 2 or 3 teeth. So, and on this side also. This side also. More towards the back here, so that's why I wasn't sure if the worn down teeth on this were from factory or from use. I would probably say probably from use. Looking at this pawl, you see the pawl is kind of well used there, still holding. I put this in a vise, but not a lot of pressure. I put some pressure on it, not crazy amount, and it did hold. It wasn't, the ratchet wasn't slipping, but still not the greatest. When you see that, you see these teeth are kind of not too good, but you have all these other teeth that are in good shape and they're still holding. And that's what the ratchet looks like. I'm not gonna put all this together because of just to save some time. I probably got a few videos on how to put back these New Britain design ratchets, and I'll put the link in the description if you want to if you're curious on how to put all this back together. But I just wanted to show this Champion Plugmaster. Seems like a decent, it's well tested, well worn, well thought out design by New Britain. You know, pretty rock solid ratchet by them. This mechanism, and when it was this one was made for Champion, which pretty much, I think, like I said before, these were marketed mostly to mechanics for use in spark plugs. And today you probably could still use this for spark plugs or for whatever you need a flex head for. Oh, one more thing. This is the extent of the flex, about 30 to 35 degrees, no more. It doesn't go all the way over, doesn't go to 90, just about that much, about 30 to 35 degrees. Okay guys, until next time.